Okay, so a quick lesson about 2-5-1s and Tritone substitution. Somebody has requested a couple of lessons about passing chords and Tritone substitution. So let's see what that is. Basically, in a 5-1, so G7 to C major 7, or 2-5-1, which is D minor 7, G7, C7. I would substitute the 5 chord, which in this case is a G7, with a D flat 7, the chord that sits on the flat 5, so the tritone, which is called the tritone. This is called the tritone. So G, D flat. So now a 2-5-1, instead of being D minor, G7, C, would be D minor, D flat 7, C major 7. So D minor 7, D flat 7, C major 7. The reason is that both G7 and D flat 7 share the 3rd and the 7th. In G7, the 7th is F, and the 3rd is B. If I flip them around, for D flat, the 3rd is F, and the flat 7 is B. So these two notes are common, and these are two important notes on a dominant 7 chord. They both actually, if I call G7 flat 5 and D flat 7 flat 5, are exactly the same chord. So if I now play the two chords, this is D minor 9, G7, C major, and D minor 9, D flat 9, C major 7. So you'll see how the chords are definitely, can be substituted one for the other. This happens, of course, also for the soloing. So I could use D minor 7, D minor Dorian for the first chord, or some kind of bebop-ish D minor line, or D minor line in general. Then I could use a G7 mid-Lydian, or a D flat. Probably the most common choice for a scale is the Lydian dominant, which is in this case A flat melodic minor, in the case of D flat 7. Then to C major 7, which is of course Ionian. So we've seen in C on a 2-5-1 how you can substitute the two things. So of course you can also use them, of course, together as well. So I could play a 2-5. This is very common in jazz to play. Let's 2-5 in D, which is D minor G7. Then I play a 2-5 on that D flat 7 of the tritone. So I could use A flat minor, D flat 7. So again, D minor 7, G7, A flat minor 7, D flat 7, both going to C major 7. So if I had then to solo over it, I could play D minor, so play on both 2-5s. So I played a phrase on D minor G7, another phrase on A flat, D flat, and then going both to C major 7. So of course this is slightly for the slightly more advanced players when it is into a jazz, but you get quite a lot of different different options with this substitution. It's pretty common, and again I get a few emails to see if I had some tips on this. That's it. it.